Is it safe to say the Cayo Perico Heist is still the best money grinding event in GTA Online? Even with all the nerfs Rockstar throws at it, it's still got to be at the top of the list for making money, right? Well, I think it is, so today I'm going to walk through some of the tips and tricks that I have for one of the setup missions for the heist. None other than the Weapons Loadout. Now, in my opinion, there's 3 ways you can complete this mission. You can do this the easy way, the fun way, or if you're a glutton for punishment, yeah, you can do this the more painful way. In today's video, I'm going to go over all 3 and provide some cool little tips and tricks for any newbies out there that are planning to complete this for the first time. Okay, if you're not familiar, the Weapons Loadout is one of the mandatory setup missions you'll need to perform before kicking off the heist. When you start the mission, you'll get one of 2 options, the Merryweather option or the other option. I'll get to the other option shortly, but if you get the Merryweather option, this is what I'm calling the painful method. If you're a newbie, you do not want to complete this mission. You have to follow a helicopter all the way out to the desert, shoot a whole bunch of enemy NPCs, climb inside another helicopter, kill more NPCs, then jump out of the helicopter and proceed to escape from, you guessed it, more enemy NPCs. So if you get this mission, there's a fairly quick alternative to failing it and then simply trying again at the setup screen to hopefully get the other option, which again I'll explain here shortly. How do you do this? Well, if you've upgraded the Kosatka and have the guided missile system, as shown here, it's pretty easy. Simply launch the missile and head towards the yellow waypoint to destroy Merryweather's helicopter. After it's destroyed, the mission will have failed and you can simply go back to the setup screen and try again. Now, I want to mention that if you've parked your Mark II outside on top of the sub, you'll need to pay attention to how many times you're launching missiles. For me, and I believe I have another video on this, which I'll include in the description below, I parked my Mark II at the front of the sub, directly near the entrance. If you have to fire a missile more than 3 times, you're probably going to want to send your Mark II back to storage because it will eventually fall off the sub with all the missile launches. So, yeah. Just something to be aware of if you're using the missiles to take out the Merryweather helicopter. Okay, now that we have the painful method taken care of, the other option you'll get is traveling to either of 3 penthouse locations to kill some enemy NPCs. This is far easier than the Merryweather mission. For this option, you can do this the easy way or the fun way, which is also kind of pretty easy, but more fun than easy, which is why I'm calling it fun. Anyway, first the easy way. Your 3 locations will be either 707 Vespucci, the Penrith building, or the Schlongberg Sack Center. All 3 are performed the exact same way, it's just that they're located in different spots. For the 707 Vespucci address, the building is located here. And for me, I like to park in a way where I'm pointed in the direction of my sub while also allowing myself a little room to maneuver and take off when I get out of the building. Just as a quick reference, the Penrith building is located here. And for this one, I like to park in this general location. Again, this is going to be entirely dependent on where your sub is parked, but you'll also want to be close enough to the entrance and exit to avoid enemy fire when you're done. And finally, for the Schlongberg Sack Center, the building is located here. For this one, I like parking under this little walkway, which tends to provide a little cover when leaving the building. Alright, so before you walk in, you'll need to equip yourself with a weapon that has a suppressor or silencer. For me, I'm using a Mark II pistol. But again, anything that has a suppressor will work and you'll be fine. As soon as you get inside, what I do is head to the last light fixture near the entrance. This will give you a decent vantage point for your first kill. Just remember that you'll be firing twice, once to open the door and the other to kill the guard. From here, simply headshot all the guards. Just follow the path that I'm taking and don't worry, as long as the guards are not standing together, they are not going to be alerted. Rockstar Logic 101. After you kill the dude by the planning table, you'll backtrack to the first of 2 areas where guards are standing next to each other. You always want to make sure to reload before shooting these guys. You need to perform quick headshots so as not to be alerted, and you don't want to be reloading after only shooting 1. And that's it. After all the NPCs are taken out, head to the wall safe, then the laptop to break the code, and then steal the weapons. The last thing I want to mention here is that when you're heading back to the elevator, be very careful not to push the right arrow button. This will send you to the ground floor instead of the roof. Now I say this because 99% of the time in GTA you're pressing the right arrow for certain tasks. So if you're not careful, you may unintentionally end up in the wrong location. Okay, so once you're outside, simply climb aboard your Mark II and head back to the sub. there'll be a couple enemy helicopters waiting, but if you're quick enough, they aren't going to pose too much of a problem. So lastly, but certainly not least, is the fun method. If you own the stone hatchet, and if you're new and don't know how to do this yet, I'll leave a link in the description below. But if you own the stone hatchet, you can perform this method in a way that's, well, pretty messy, but fun nonetheless. Just remember to keep an eye on your timer bar as you're walking through this, and you should be okay. All the guards are relatively close together, so this is the perfect environment to use this weapon. And also, as a sidebar, whenever I use the hatchet, I'm always reminded of why I chose white as my character's clothing color. Definitely not the color to be using when you're being lit up when using the hatchet. Alright, so that's it, my friend. Thank you for watching. If you like this video and want to help out, please subscribe, give a thumbs up, and let me know what you think. Are you performing the Weapons Loadout missions differently? Or perhaps you have additional tips and tricks that you'd like to share? If so, drop a comment below and let everyone know. Until next time, be happy, be well, be safe, be fun. Maestro!